Welcome to the My Marietta Show, where we introduce you to the stories behind the people who make My Marietta amazing. Today I have the honor of being with Clint Small, who owns the Yellow Rose Horse and Carriage Company that operates out of Marietta and actually all around the area, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So Clint,
actually, it's my wife's business. I'm just the
laborer. I think he's pretty involved. So tell me a little bit about what is the Yellow Rose Horse and Carriage Company. What do you do?
Well, we do anything that you can do with a carriage and horses. We do birthday parties, weddings. I work on the square, try to be up there on weekends just to give kids rides. You'd be surprised at a number of kids that have never seen a horse.
Oh, really?
Even touched a horse. And the horse I take up there is old Dan. He's getting up in age, but the little kid can sit at his feet and he'll never move. I use him in severely handicapped events because they can roll a wheelchair up under his nose and he'll still never move.
Yeah.
He's pretty amazing kind of old horse.
And it's Old Dan.
Old Dan.
So tell me, how did you come up with the name Yellow Rose?
We had yellow roses for our wedding. Yellow Rose of Texas.
The Yellow Rose. So tell me about that. How did you meet your wife?
Met her in Woodland Park, Colorado. She was chaperoning her little sister. We had one date there in Woodland Park. She had to walk a half a mile because we wasn't supposed to fraternize with the guests.
Oh, shit. So you like met out at the fence post?
Yeah. She walked into town. We had that date that day. And she left, went back to Minnesota. I left, went to California to play polo. And a year later, we had another date. 2 years later, we had another date. The third year, we got married, the third date.
And how long ago was that?
52 years ago.
Wow, 52 years ago.
I cowboyed all my life from Georgia to California, from the Mexican border to the Canadian border. And that's what I did all my life until I got married and decided that wasn't a way to raise a wife and kids.
So what does that mean, you cowboy?
I worked on ranches.
Okay. So what brought you to this area of town?
Well, I had cattle and steers on pasture in New Mexico, Colorado, Oklahoma, and Texas. And I was on the road constantly checking cattle. And my father-in-law said, if you're going to kill yourself for yourself. So he bought a place here in Georgia. Well, I rodeoed all my life through high school and then got a rodeo scholarship to go to Sul Ross University. And the third year in school, Vietnam War come along. My buddies were going to war. I quit and they wouldn't have me.
Oh.
I was called up 8 times. Every time I was called up, I had something in a cast or something broke.
Oh, because you were rodeoing. There you go. That's one way to get out of having to go to war.
And so
you had a good career in rodeo.
I did. I went to 2 NFRs, National Finals Rodeos. 2 in steer roping and 1 in sidewalk riding. And in '63, I jerked that hand off.
Oh, wow.
And I had to quit. I couldn't rope.
Yeah. In 1963.
Yeah. And at that time, I was sitting 3rd in the world in steer roping. I left home when I was 14.
Oh, wow. And then what did you do then?
I went to work for an old boy that had hired me for the summer. I walked 31 miles to his place.
When did you open up the Yellow Rose Carriage?
I think Barbara said in 99, 96, 99, somewhere along in there.
And you did that here in this area?
Yeah.
And how did that come about?
Well, we seen a white carriage advertised in the market bulletin, and it was for our 25th or 26th wedding anniversary, so I went up and bought it.
You bought her a carriage for your anniversary?
Yeah. I like the silver carriage because it looks old-fashioned.
Yeah, that's the one on the square, when
yeah.
you see that on the square. What do you think the biggest reward is in having this business?
Seeing my grandkids ride.
You know, you're getting to the point where you and Barbara said you're starting to slow down. What do you want your legacy to be?
Well, I do a lot of work with school kids. I take my cowboy gear to their school or take a carriage to their school and talk about it. And one little boy asked me, said, just what is a cowboy? You know, I had to think about it. And I finally said, well, a cowboy has to wear many hats. He has to be a windmiller, he has to be a fencer, he has to be a mechanic, he has to be a veterinarian. I said, so a cowboy does a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So hopefully the people that I know will remember as a cowboy.
As a cowboy. Well, we'll remember you as a cowboy. Thank you so much for meeting with us and sharing your story. If somebody wants to use you, I know you're trying to slow down a little, but where will they find you? On the square?
On the square.
On the weekends?
On the weekends.
And you can get a ride for $5?
I charge $5 a person for about an 8 or 10 minute ride, or $15 for a half-hour ride.
Yeah, what a great service you've given our community. It helps to make My Marietta amazing. So thank you so much, Clint Small.
Yes, ma'am.